Hi there. Good afternoon. This is our third installment of our series on emotionally intelligent lawyering. And our last session, we talked about collaborative divorce being really the most emotionally intelligent process that you could be involved with regarding divorce, for sure. We want to talk a little bit more today about why clients value an attorney who has a high EQ. We definitely said in the last session that, obviously IQ is important. Can you read the statutes? Can you make an argument? That's obviously important. But I think you really get a big bump up, if your lawyer is also not just smart, not just a high IQ, but also really high EQ. And, those are a little bit further and farther between. So what do clients value about that? Well, if you have a lawyer that has a high EQ, that lawyer is going to be a really good listener. That lawyer is going to be able to listen to your story, the thing that happened to you that was pretty devastating with respect to your spouse, and they'll be able to understand without judgment. There's a lot of people that come into the process that have a lot of shame and embarrassment, and they feel extremely small and fragile because, divorce, nobody ever expected it, right? You say your vows, you think that's going to be it for life. And so people are heartbroken, they're overwhelmed, there's a lot of fear, they're frustrated. So you want your lawyer to be able to listen and really get you and what you're going through and not judge you. And that's what you'll find when you're talking to a lawyer with a high EQ. The other thing that we hear that clients really value with respect to lawyers with high EQ is that, like I said in previous installments, there's a lot of emotion in divorce, right? So what I think clients value and what they look for is they really want guidance, not just legal advice. I say this all the time, when people say, oh, you have to put your therapeutic hat on when you're a family lawyer. I'm like, well, we're attorneys and counselors at law. And the counseling part, I think a lot of time lawyers forget is important. And so people who have lawyers with high EQs are typically going to get really good guidance, not just what does the law say, but well beyond that. They want lawyers that can see the big picture, see what the future is going to look like for their client, and not just what's the argument of the day or how do I win this point today. They're really looking for lawyers that can guide them through the process. Another thing to look for and like when they have lawyers with high EQs is they really want a lawyer who advocates for them, because we are your advocates. We are your lawyer, no matter what process you're in. But they want someone who can handle and really manage conflict and not add to the conflict. They want, I think, emotionally intelligent lawyers fight strategically, not emotionally. I think they keep calm in the face of adversity and a lot of challenges, and they stay that calmness and that ability not to allow themselves to be hijacked as the advocate for the client allows them to really come up with better outcomes. Because if you're hijacked emotionally because your client is, or the process is hijacking you, it's going to be much harder to come up with really good outcomes for your client. High EQ lawyers are lawyers that can communicate clearly and calmly in the face of a difficult time, in the face of this adversity. They help the client stay calm. So their ability to communicate in a calm, clear, effective manner kind of keeps the client in that same space where, again, better outcomes, better decision-making is made. The other thing that we hear a lot when people are talking about what they're looking for in their lawyers and what they value when they're looking for a lawyer with high EQ is they want to know that their lawyer cares about the future, their future, the big picture, and not just winning the case, not just, like I said, winning the battle for today, but really having a long-term plan for a client so that divorce day 2, as we say in our firm, that we want them to come out on divorce day 2 better than when they came in. And truthfully, some processes, some nasty litigation cases, really people come out worse. And we're looking for, in our firm, processes and tools that will help our clients be much better on the day that they leave our office than the day they came in.